rundown of what I was able to get in Silver City to help me move forward. First, I got some sunscreen lip balm because they've been hurting. I got this sealable cup for cold soaking that I'll give to my granddaughter when I'm done. 6 Moons Designs was there, and they actually gave me this ditty bag. I was super happy about that. And I was able to find a charger for my Fitbit at Walmart, so that worked out great. Morning Star is a outdoor shop here in Silver City. I remember I only had 3 socks, but she gave me 2 pairs, exchanged them out. Super thankful for that. I also went over to Enlightened Equipment. They had a repair kit. They just gave it to me. They didn't charge me for it, and I was able to repair quite a few things using that kit, first being my raincoat. I also picked up, I use these right here. They're just like a little heel, and it goes in my shoe. I picked up a new pair. It helps alleviate any pain on my Achilles. Was able to find a new sit pad. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite. I've never had one like that, but I'll try it out. Using that repair kit from Enlightened Equipment, I was able to repair my gaiters from the burns. I had forgot my pillow at home, and I was using my bag of clothes as my pillow, and that worked really well until the clothes weren't clean, and then I could smell them through the bag, and it wasn't that great. So I was able to get a bag. Most of all, I was able to get a new sun hoodie, again at Morningstar, and my hands are getting really brown even though I'm putting sunscreen on them. So I got some sun gloves, and 6 Moons Designs had their umbrella, and I bought the umbrella, but he gave me the straps and put them on my pack for me, so I'm all good to go. I also reworked my pack while I was here, and it may look the same to you, but it's not. What I did differently is, remember I told you I had that envelope that had the bubbles on the inside that I was using as a sit pad till I got here? Well, I cut it in half, and I put it down in here and taped it on the inside, and then retaped the outside, and I think that will hold better for the rest of my trip. I almost got new trekking poles, but I decided not to. As you can tell, this one is not useful because of the handle from the fire. This one still is useful, and I found that I'm only using one anyway, and I only need one to set up my tent. So I'm gonna finish this trip with just this one trekking pole, and then when I get home, I'm gonna decide what to do. Happy Earth Day. Went down to Trail Days today, and it was so much fun, as you can see from the video, and had a great day. Had a great dinner, had a little bit of ice cream after dinner, and I'm gonna try to get to sleep earlier tonight. Last night I just really had trouble sleeping. I only slept about 4 hours. I don't know why that happens when I get in a hotel room. So I really want to get a super early start tomorrow. That fellow you saw in the video named Anita, first I'm gonna tell you how I got his trail name. He said he was doing the PCT, and people kept saying, "What's your trail name?" He goes, "I don't have one. I need a trail name." They go, "Yeah, you do need a trail name." He goes, "Yeah, I need a trail name." And they're like, "Your trail name's Anita." So that's his name. He is actually doing all 3 trails, the Triple Crown, in a calendar year. So he started in February and is on the AT and went from Georgia to Vermont and said he was post-holing. So he flew down here and jumped on the CDT, and he's gonna go as far as he can, then go back and finish up the AT, and then go southbound on the PCT. The only reason I got to see him, he's 2 days ahead of me, is he came back down just for Trail Days. So it was really nice to see him and chat a little bit and find out what the next 43 miles are gonna look like for me. So that's what I'm gonna tell you they're gonna look like. The Gila River is running very, very high and dangerous to cross. So no one's going through that way. So there's a 43-mile road walk starting tomorrow. So I'm not happy about that because my shin splint is not completely healed up, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna try to get super early start because tomorrow will be Sunday, and I'm afraid there'll be a lot of traffic for people going out there on the weekend to see the cliff dwellings, because that's where they are, out that way. So I will see what time I get up. I'm gonna try to get to bed early here so I can get up early. Either way, I gotta get some sleep tonight. So happy trails.
So it's 4 a.m. and I'm just leaving town, trying to get an early start. And there are so many deer right over there. Way back there. There's a little bitty baby. I know when I start walking, it's gonna spook them. Darn it. They're all just staring at me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I can see.
Good morning. Got a 4 a.m. start. Could not believe those deer. There were 13 of them total. And they seemed very comfortable here in town. I'm walking down this nice, well-lit sidewalk. I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know what the temp is right now, but I can tell you one thing. It is a whole heck of a lot colder right now than it was at 4 o'clock this morning. It is so cold. It's so cold that I have on both pairs of gloves. I have all my layers on, except I still just have my shorts on. But I'm afraid if I stop too long to put them on, I'll get even colder. So I'm going to keep moving. Hopefully I'll get into the sunshine soon and warm up. But I'm cold. Brr. As I mentioned before, the river is so high that you can't cross it right now. And so the alternate to that is walking Highway 15. And I wasn't really looking forward to it that much. But I didn't think Highway 15 was going to look like this. And there's some nice views over here too through the trees. This was not what I thought a highway was going to look like. So I'm enjoying it. I had to do a double take when I saw that sign, and I immediately looked at my watch to see what the date was. It's April 23rd. This time last year, I was on the Appalachian Trail, and I'd gone off trail for the weekend in Tennessee to visit my Aunt Gigi and my cousins Kelly and Alan. And my sister flew up and spent the whole weekend there, and we actually celebrated Easter that weekend so we could all be together for the holiday, even though it was a week late. But it was so fun, and we just had so much fun. And then when it was time for me to go back on trail, my cousin-in-law, I guess, I don't know, what do you call him, Jeff, he took me back to trail. And he dropped my belongings at a hostel because I was going to slack pack to a hostel. And when I got to the hostel that night, someone came and got me and said, you need to call your cousin Kelly. There's an emergency. And I called, and she said that that Alan had had a heart attack and that he didn't make it. And Alan was always Alan to us in the family. That was his name, Alan. We always called him that. But as an adult, most people didn't know what his real name was. They all called him Tadpole. And I just want to remember him today. He loved his family fiercely. He loved NASCAR. He loved his riding his Harley. He loved going to the beach, and he loved watching sunrises and sunsets. We'll never forget you, Alan. So it's about 2:15, 2:20, and I stopped for a break. I was wanting to stop, but I realized I didn't have enough water. I only had like a half a liter of water, and I wasn't sure how far it was going to be to water. So I was trying to walk until I got to water. And then Jingles, who is just in that picture, she is supporting her daughter on the trail, and she said, do you need anything? And something cold to drink, water? And she filled me up, and so now I'm able to take a break. earlier this morning, I stopped for a break about 9:15. I was going to try to force myself to sit for 45 minutes, and I was shocked. I actually fell asleep for 20 minutes, then got up and was refreshed. I'm feeling good now. I have about 23 miles in, and so I'll see how far I can go. But I am going to rest here for at least an hour and snack and drink now that I have plenty of water. A little while ago, this guy from Trail Days pulled over and said, "Do you want some water?" I'm like, "Yeah, I better top off because I don't know how far it is to water for sure." He was okay. And then I walked like a quarter of a mile all downhill, and I realized that I didn't have my trekking pole. So lucky for me, I was able to hitch and get a ride back up to get my trekking pole, but I'm going to put it in my pack because I'm not using it. All I've done with it today is twirl it like a baton, and but I have to have it to set my tent up, so I'm going to put it away and keep on hiking. Good evening, just finished for the day, and I ended up doing 31 miles. I feel really good. Maybe having that 0 yesterday helped, but today I realized the more miles I did, the closer I'd be to the hot springs and the cliff dwellings tomorrow. I'd have more time for that, because tomorrow I'm going to stay the night at the campground at the hot springs. So super happy about that. This morning, man, the birds were just singing like crazy. It was so good to hear them, all different types of birds. And I saw those deer. I've seen rabbit today. The squirrels are out. It's good to be where there's trees and forest, and just really beautiful. I enjoyed even though it was a road walk, it was just so beautiful today. And then, oh, I wanted to tell you, on the PCT, my biggest mileage day was 28 miles, and on the AT, my biggest mile day was 30. So here, 31, it's the most I've done in a day. And I feel really good. Not like I did on those 2 days. I remember them because I was like worn out at the end of the day. So it's going to be another, I bet I'll sleep good tonight, and it'll be another great day tomorrow. Happy trails. I forgot to give you an update on my shin splints. So they hurt really badly yesterday, all day. And I ended up walking like 7 miles yesterday around town. And so when I finally got back to the hotel, I put some Deep Blue on them and took an anti-inflammatory. And I picked up some of that KT tape, I think it's called. And so I put that on this morning, and that seemed to help. It didn't bother me at all today. Remember I told you that something's always hurting, as long as it's not the same thing every day, just keep hiking? Well, I just kept hiking. Also, I showed you a picture of the back of my legs, because I got the back of my legs sunburned like on day 2 or 3. And so I've been putting sunscreen on them and everything, but it looks like they're going to peel. They're all bubbled up. I can already tell I'm going to love my new pillow. But what I don't love is, let's see if I can get it, is this sit pad. I like the accordion one better, but this will get me through, and it'll keep my back from the bruise on my back growing, so because I'm using it as extra padding. But that's it. So really, I'm going to go to sleep now, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty jazzed up. I hope I can go to sleep.